Yes. All set.
All set, thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, hey, Stephen, you got one? Okay. Good evening, pardon me, start again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our zoning board of appeals meeting tonight. I'd like to have a motion to call the meeting to order.
Motion to call the order.
Second. The meeting is now officially in order. I would request people turn off your cell phones so nothing beeps so on in the middle, or put it on silent or something like that. That would be most appreciated. The purpose of tonight's meeting is to review the application, I should say the zoning board of appeal rather, from Adam and Sharon Smith. The only purpose of this tonight is just review the application for completeness. There's no one, we can't allow questions. We can't allow other things, as it was stated in the advertisement 3 weeks ago and every week since. Tonight is just to review the application for completeness. If we have a particular question, we may ask the appellant directly, but other than that, this should be very quick, and of course, we've all seen it, we've reviewed it, so it should go very quick, I would imagine. So the nature of the appeal is, oh, pardon me, I gotta click here. The nature of the appeal, excuse me while I scroll down here quickly. The appellant is challenging the expansion of the licensing of Mr. Gabowski's property to become a medical provider of cannabis. And that's what this particular application is for. And that's what we will be addressing, the application, that is. So without any other questions or anything, I guess what we do now is, what we're going to do is just look the appeal over, and if we see something that needs some clarification, we'll do so, and again, we'll talk to the appellates.
Can I ask a procedural thing before you get started?
Sure.
The purpose here is not to get feedback from those of us.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So your purpose is to deliberate, but because.
No. Our purpose is to review the application for completeness, period. That's all.
Yeah, it's just an administrative check. There's two very well-defined requirements in order to file appeal, and that's all that we're doing tonight. We're just looking at, have they met these two requirements? Yes or no? Schedule the next public meeting.
Okay,
That's it.
I was under a different impression when I read the last ad.
I think it was originally advertised that it might be a public hearing. I know recently it says that the public is welcome to attend, but these things are usually very sparse. Usually no one shows up and it's just us, and we say, okay. So we should be out of here in like 10 minutes. And this is how they all go. Their standards. This is very well documented on the process.
I don't know if I should clarify now or later. The nature of the appeal was the decision of the Parsonsfield Planning Board regarding the conditional use 4047 for map 9, lot 7, adult use cannabis store. It didn't have anything related to transferring from medical to adult use.
Oh, really? Okay.
So I apologize if that, I don't know where that in my documentation, that's quite clear. Anything that I furnished said that, it did not say anything else.
Okay.
Thank you. So I think for us, our next steps, right, for Article 6, Section 3B, requires notice of appeal to include a written statement and a sketch. I think as members, we'll take a look at the application for a minute too. We'll verify that, and then we'll talk about it, and then we'll make a motion. Sound good to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So now you can watch us read.
So, and I guess We have three things. This is the only thing that we're gonna be
Yep.
looking at. The other two we are not looking at tonight.
And the sketch.
Yep, so all we need is to look at the statement, and then look at the sketch.
Yep.
Right off the bat, the one thing I see this, CO reviewed and accepted. That hasn't been checked off. And,
Yeah, the ordinance actually doesn't say that we need to
Doesn't require
verify that this sheet is filled out properly.
just,
It specifically says a concise written statement, including what relief is requested by the administrative appeal or variance. And then element 2 is a sketch drawn to scale showing lot lines, location of existing buildings and structures, and other physical features of the lot pertinent to the relief sought. So technically, they could just scribble on the front.
Yeah.
I think it's more for the office administration, not the official appeal part.
okay. Get the other one.
This is what I'm seeing as
Me.
better. You guys are
Yep.
tracking that as well? Okay.
Look at me.
I see this as a sketch.
Space reader.
Yeah, those are the ones that aren't, we
Yeah,
can't,
I got,
just the top one. So the,
see this.
All the way
the very
back,
back.
back page.
Oh, okay, back double-sided.
Yeah, double-sided.
Ah,
It's actually one of the nicer sketches we've gotten.
I
that's for
agree.
sure, yeah, that's a incredibly good. Okay. Wow, that's good. 00 North Road. Interesting address, yeah. So it's gonna be. Square feet, parking. Future what? Okay. Oh, it came from Tammy Snow, so that's probably why.
That's what I would have done.
Okay. Signature. Now, thank you for pointing out, I always thought that the CO did have to review and accept, but thank you for pointing that out. That's not required. Well, looks complete.
Okay.
I don't,
I got a couple words for discussion if you guys want. I think, that the ordinance requires a statement that's concise. I think the letter satisfies the minimum threshold. It identifies the decision being appealed. It states a basis that the planning board failed to comply with the applicable ordinance standards, and it asks for relief. Those are the three parts of the first written statement that are required. I think it meets all three of those. And then, for the sketch, we don't have to make a judge on whether it's 100% accurate. It just has to appear to us to be correct. And it appears to me that it is.
that's for sure.
Any deliberation or questions?
No, sir.
No, not at all about the application.
All right, I move that the Parsons Field Zoning Board of Appeals finds a notice of appeal filed by Adam and Shannon Smith on March 19th, 2026 to be complete under Article 6, Section 3B of the Land Use Development Ordinance, and that the board shall schedule a public hearing to be held within 35 days of today's date, consistent with Article 6, Section 3D. We need a second.
Second.
All right, we vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, passes unanimously. The motion carries, application is found complete pursuant to Article 6, Section 3D. The board will schedule a public hearing within 35 days of today.
Get that, Denise? Okay.
Here. No, she's clicking away. She's fast. She's good.
All right, and then, there being no further business,
No new business.
the chair would like to adjourn the meeting.
Yep, call, motion to adjourn.
Second?
Call the meeting adjourned. Oh, one last thing though, this is Denise McCready. She's just joined, I should say just joined, but she's replaced Desiree, and so welcome. And she's still on the learning curve for, you know, our side of the business, but she's learning very quickly, and she is very good with details, and so I just want everyone to know.
She doesn't even know me.
She's the one behind the scenes that makes, make sure we all get what we need and so on and so forth. And she runs the electronics, which every time I touch it, it doesn't work.
And just, and there's a lot of people here, so there will be a public meeting, public comments. It's important to understand what kind of a review it is. It's an appellant review, not a de novo review. If anyone's curious about that, I suggest you go and look at the ordinances and understand the difference between those, because they're very different. And with that, we'll probably see all of you and a lot more at the next one. You can ask a question in general, but it can't be pertaining to the case that we just spoke
All
about.
right, well, sort of general.
You can ask a procedure question about how the ZBA functions. Absolutely.
It's kind of procedural because the select board is on a clock to make a decision. Will you be holding your next public hearing or making your decision on this appeal before they make their decision on the
Give
license?
me a second and how to think how to answer that. So the select board before them has a different case than what we are ruling on. So there's two different things.
Right.
It's very complicated. The only thing that we're talking about is the one that had the planning board meeting. Okay, now I gotta look before
I just closed it.
before I say things. That doesn't have the date on it.
It's the 28th of January.
Yeah, I think he's right, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was the one that they rescheduled, yeah. So that is the one that we're talking about. We're not talking about any of
I
the recent
understand
ones.
that, but the select board cannot issue a license if the planning board did not hand them, in theory, a completed application, which you're going to decide whether or not this application was complete. So,
Currently, there is an accepted conditional use permit.
right. but
And right
that's-
now, we
that's
are the
what
appeal
you're
for that. That doesn't,
Discussing that.
right, that doesn't stop any, I understand what you're getting at. We have to follow the way that the ordinances and the laws are written.
You're
And
all put
so
into a box, I guess.
Hmm?
You're all put into a box, I suppose.
this is all ordinances that we as citizens of the town adhere by and choose to live by, right? If we want to make change, we absolutely can make change, but these are not our opinions, they're not our thoughts. We have to do what's written,
Well, that's
whether
what-
we
Okay,
personally
so-
agree or not.
Procedurally, Board of
Procedurally,
Selectmen, based on the knowledge they don't have, go ahead and issue a license. And then you guys come back and do your bit and decide that the planning board did wrong and undo what the planning board did. What then happens?
that's a great question, and I'm sure lawyers will be involved.
Lots of them.
But I'd have to refer you back to the selectmen to speak about what's in front of them at the moment. Now, we can talk, well, we can't talk about this, but we can talk about procedurally
Right.
how things operate.
I fully appreciate that.
Happy to take any other procedural questions.
I'm trying to educate myself. Every meeting you guys have technically is to be public. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely, and we always stream them, broadcast them, everyone is always welcome and invited. Most people don't because they're literally 5-10 minutes.
And we put a notice, sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm all set.
We put a notice 3 weeks, it has to be 3 weeks posted.
Paper.
In the public paper before we can have the meeting.
Yeah. Okay, so it's, for transparency, that's what I wanted to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're not allowed to have technical discussions privately as well. Everything we talk about, we have to do.
Yeah, if we went to get together and talk, we'd have to do a workshop similar to the planning board where it's all public. It's,
Okay.
there's no behind doors. The only time I see these guys is here. Sir,
can I just ask one more question? Until this is all done, can't someone make him just stop? Because clearly he doesn't care.
Wow,
We don't have any stance on that.
yeah.
All right.
But there's lots of opportunities to look at our ordinances and take action on them.
I believe there's a petition going around, which I think has been completed.
It's already been passed.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
For the more.
So that, you know, just, well, I don't want to get into that, but the, you know,
There's great tools on how to navigate these ordinances as well. If people would be interested, we could probably host a public, here might be some strategies on how to look at things if people want to enact change, what that process is like. I'd be definitely willing to talk and figure that out as far as how we would do that publicly. And not in regards to any very specific case.
I think it's a good idea. I know more about it than I ever wanted to learn about it, and it's good to know.
also I'd throw a pitch out that we have an opening here on the zoning board of appeals. And there's also a opening on the planning board. So if anyone would be interested, please consider it. The pay is terrible, the hours are long, and you get to argue with all your neighbors and everything. But in all seriousness though, we could use help, we got all use help, so if you know of anybody that would be interested as well, if you're not, please, we desperately need to make sure you can always have a quorum.
And what do you have to do? Just get signatures, right?
It depends, I believe, it depends on the situation. If there's a sudden need,
I would-
select board.
I would say if you're interested, reach out to the select board.
Yeah.
And it's not for the Board of Appeals, what this is, the ZBA, we only a handful of times a year. The planning board is much more involved, much more of a time commitment.
Much more.
But ZBA, this is the first one this year?
Second.
Second. And last year, I think we had 3,
Yep, so it's
so,
a great life, 3 or 4 times a year, man.
Jeff?
I have a question. Does the ZBA have to have any type of training with the state?
Dudley is the MMA.
Yeah.
We do,
Yep.
Yeah.
There's training courses and then,
yeah. And there's also another course for, it's all online. And then there's another course on how to handle documentation and so on and so forth. So there's the MMA, what you can and can't do type of thing. And then there's another little course that just how you handle documentation. Everything you send out, you have to have a disclaimer on the bottom and so on and so forth.
that's why you don't see emails from me.
Is there a time limit on when to take the course? Yeah,
I don't know. I can look into it for you and get back to you.
They're only offered in certain times.
Yeah, I know they're only offered certain times a
You
year,
have a
but
year to take, you can be on the board, but you have a year to, and you have to complete the course within that year. I might not be right, but that's the last I knew of it.
I can take a look and get back to you, Joe.
All right.
Anybody else? Thanks for not throwing things at us.
Yeah. Really, I was going to wear a raincoat today, just in
Yeah.
case.
Is that bad?
It can be. No.
Everybody should join.
Can be. Yeah.
Well, yeah, see, that's a tactic. That way you won't attack us if you're a member. See. No, but in all seriousness, we do need help. We do need help, so.
Like 20 without.